I hope everybody's ready to start snapping because that's what we're doing. It's March 20th, 2023, and you're here with Crack and Snap, Dennis and Chi. And yeah, how's it going, Chi? I heard some cool things happen for you this week.
Yeah, I took a nap yesterday. I
Nice.
took a nap after I finally hit 105. Woohoo!
Nice. It took you long enough. Took you long enough, man. Yeah, let's
uh,
get into it. Let's see what we got for the stats for this week. Uh we got I'm at collection level 4,186 now, and it's pretty boring at that point. Like, just so you know, I don't know if you know, Chi, but like once you finish Series 3, the drop rate for a new card is one every 40 reserves.
oh, it's 40.
Yes, it's 40.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, set your bar real low because it's 40. My season rank is currently 113. I actually found some things that made it fun. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I actually am giving away cubes very often, but I just happen to find some decks that are pretty fun, and I'm just kind of preparing for the next season. Like getting stuff ready. My season pass level is 58. I jumped up a lot. Um, I really just wanted to, you know, obviously get my money's worth out of that season. I usually finish around 100. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do that this season, but I just like getting all the free credits and boosters and stuff like that. And then pin cards, I got none because I just don't even care right now. And then $63 is still my current spend to date for at least 1.5 more weeks. What about you, Chi?
My collection level is at 3428, which is only up 10 from last week. Now, you say only up 10. Well, that's because I decided to save all of my credits to open them on air. Also, because I knew that the update was coming and I wanted to see what kind of stuff they were going to do, including dropping some of the cards in case they were going to drop some of the cards. So, my season rank is 104. Actually, it's now 103. I gave away some cubes earlier this morning. And then, oh, I forgot to put my season pass level, which is at 42. And my pinned card is still Valkyrie. Nothing's really appealing to me. The Master Mold is kind of cool. It's a very good counter card, but 6,000 is just too hard to pull the trigger on right now.
Yeah, I still haven't done it. I still have not spent 6,000 on a single card. I could have bought Thanos last week. I
Yeah,
could have done it. Pretty happy I didn't, and we'll get into why in a minute. And then you're still spend at 813.
still the
Uh,
same.
what do you think? You're going to be 23 next season? It's
I
it's
don't
the
think so. The
animals
animals,
assemble.
Animal Crossings.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I understand. Uh,
At first, I thought I was gonna miss out on Nimrod, but I'm actually kind of happy I didn't pull the trigger on Nimrod. So
I'm not gonna lie, Nimrod's kind of a punk. He's kind of one of the lamest season pass cards ever so far. I've seen people move heaven and earth to try to make that
yep,
card work for them, and then I still beat them. And it's so
yep,
sad. It's so
yep,
sad. Like, you were right when you said it 2 weeks ago. He's just too much work.
yeah,
I think it's that 5 power is what makes
yep.
him just not. If he was like a 6 or a 7, he'd be really good, but he's just not strong enough. But moving on, let's see what we got. Review of the week. Over the weekend, as we told you guys last week, Project Pegasus was the featured or the hot location for the weekend. Everybody got +5 energy this turn. This thing was popping off like crazy over the weekend. I
Yeah.
saw it all the time, and that's why I had no problem playing my Agatha deck. And you know what? I actually did put the Zabu back in there because Agatha came out so frequently over the weekend
Oh,
on
okay.
turn 1 or 2 that it actually was to my benefit to have Zabu in the deck because then
Nice,
I can do
nice,
some crazy stuff. Um,
nice.
so yeah, I had
That's
fun
smart.
beating people with Agatha during Project Pegasus.
Very nice.
It was pretty funny. Then my highlights for the week. Honestly, I didn't take a picture of any single game, and you know why? Like I said earlier, I was very freely giving out cubes because I just don't care anymore. Because I learned really late, because this is my first time being infinite, that you can never go below 100. And so I was actually being careful for that first week
Yeah,
playing
yeah, yeah.
because I thought, oh no, I don't want to go below 100. And then I accidentally just I lost a game, and I was like, wait, I should have lost way more cubes than that. So after that, I just started going crazy and just playing whatever I want. So when I got tired of Agatha, I just started playing a Daredevil deck that was actually pretty good for the meta right before the patch. Then since the patch, I've been playing a Cerebro deck that also has Daredevil, and then also a Patriot Valkyrie deck, which is a spoiler because my new cards, I actually did pull the trigger. Once I decided not to buy Thanos, Valkyrie showed up in my store, and I was like, you know what? She's pretty good, and she's in some of the top tier decks. She's in a top tier Thanos deck, which I still don't have Thanos. So I took her, and then when the season patch or when the patch released, I guess they added a new functionality so that I got M'Baku for free. Basically, he's my free Series 3 card for the season because they dropped him down on Tuesday, and I got him for free. And then to share in the fun that she always does, I decided to share my variants that I got. Any of those cool for you?
I like the Hulkbuster. That Hulkbuster is pretty cool.
I like the lizard. I think the lizard's probably my favorite. Also because the lizard's the most used of those 4
Yeah,
cards.
yeah,
I use him
yes.
all the
A
time,
lot. Yeah,
and
yeah.
so, I love him. I do use that White Queen. I hate that Spider Woman. I think it's hideous.
The Pixel ones just don't. I haven't seen a really good Pixel one yet.
I don't mind the White Queen Pixel one. I think it's kinda cool. It's it's
Yeah.
it's it's a little sexy. Like, if I played a Nintendo game with that character, I'd be like, "Whoa, I need to close the door." Um, but anyways, yeah, that's all I got, and there's what you're being using, right?
I that's what I used to get me from 30 something all the way up to 103 right now. The only difference was I finally took your advice and took out Maximus because once I hit 95, 90 when I hit 95 was when I took a Maximus because I noticed up in the 90s was a lot of Thanos. And
A lot.
so
A lot
a
of
lot.
Thanos.
Yeah, a lot more Thanos than Shuri. And so I figured, Polaris could help me move some of those
Stones.
stones.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, the people that played the stones, same thing. They know their deck so well that a lot of times they can still play around it. But it's
Yeah. Well, you still managed to pull it off. You got
yeah,
it done.
yeah,
And then you got your highlights here.
yeah.
Um,
So this
let
was
me see a little closer here.
so the one on the left was just fun. Bar Sinister was on the left before it got switched. So I played Shuriam 4, and I knew I was going to swap our hand. So I played it at Bar Sinister again, and luckily I did because they actually played Arrow. And so when we swapped hands, um, he actually had a Taskmaster in his hand, so he retreated.
That's
And
funny.
and then the middle one was a weird. It wasn't a win, but it was just a weird highlight. He played Galactus, and I knew he was going to, but I thought he was going to play it on a different site. Instead, he played it on Altar of Death.
Yeah, you know what I've learned recently is the Galactus is a great card for at minimum getting a tie. So like, I mean, the bad Galactus players play till they lose,
Yeah,
right? The
yeah,
smart ones play till they retreat, win, or at the very least tie. And so that's
yeah.
good because like he played it
It
for
was,
a tie because he knew he couldn't do better than that. I
he
like that.
he he. I think he just tried to bluff his way, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
turn 4 or no turn 5 he played Spider-Man, and I was like, does he have armor? I don't think they normally run armor. So I said, all right, I'll take your bluff. And
Yeah.
and it ended up in a tie, but it was just a weird.
I
Um,
I actually played one today where I was kicking his ass on both other locations, and he ended up playing Galactus on Rickety Bridge. But I played my last card on Rickety Bridge too because the other 2 locations were full for me. I
yeah,
filled them. So I was like, well, I might as well play on Rickety Bridge. And he ended up playing Galactus. And I was like, well, the tie was the best you were going to get out of this.
yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
And then the one on the far right is for you, Dennis. The winning card was the Orca. You
Screw
always
that
made
card.
fun. You always made fun of that card,
I mean,
and I
he's
got
pretty
him from
strong.
district.
He's pretty strong.
and I got him in District X, and I did the math, and I was like, all right, I'm at 32. Oh, I have a 9 in my hand, and that's the best I can do. So let's do it.
And he got
So
really big on the right by himself, right? Yeah.
yeah, and so but even if he didn't go on the right, I still would have won. So I
Yeah.
was like, Orca for the win.
Yeah.
And that was
He's
all
got
for
his
you.
uses. It's just not he's not a card I'm gonna
You don't
actively
build
put in a
around them.
deck.
You don't build around
Yeah.
them.
No.
That was the scenario you would use them when you happen to have them in your hand, and
Cheat.
you.
You have too many highlights. You gotta edit yourself, man. You
No,
got
these are actually aren't highlights. These are actually lowlights. These were losses that I took, and I just yeah. So if you look,
gotcha.
these are all losses. The one in the middle is interesting because he played Electro on 3. On 4, he played Black Panther, and I knew Arnim Zola was coming on 5, so I played around it. What I didn't realize was he was playing Odin on 6.
Yeah, you play
And
Odin on the Arnim Zola.
yep. And so
Yep.
that was a bad beat.
Yeah, that's a classy. That's the normal like Doom wave slash. Yeah, it's a Doom ramp.
Yeah.
But I mean Electro ramp. But you run Doom and you run Zola and Odin and Panther. And so whichever one you get, if you get the Panther or you get the Doom, you do either one of the two. Like
Yeah.
yeah. Odin has so much synergy with both with all three of them, with
Yeah.
Doom,
Yeah. Arnim.
Panther, and Arnim Zola, so that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no reason not to run all four in the deck all the time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the last one was I saw the Quicksilver. I finally saw the Quicksilver coming. I did not see the Juggernaut with the Kingpin, and
You mean Silver Surfer?
I am sorry, I keep doing that. Silver Surfer, yes. I did not see the Juggernaut with the Kingpin, and I happened to place it in the wrong
Yeah.
place, and
Yep.
then
Yep.
he killed him. So
I don't even
that
see
was
his Juggernaut. Where's the Juggernaut?
on the right with the Brood.
Oh, it was okay. It blended in there with the Brood. Sorry,
With
I
Broods,
got it
yeah,
on a small screen there.
yeah, yeah.
I see it. Yeah. Yeah. No, if you see Kingpin, that means Juggernaut. Just so you know.
No, Kingpin was no. He played that on turn
Oh,
6.
you paid Kingpin and Juggernaut. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If he did it before that, I would have played
Yeah.
around it, but he did
Yeah,
that on turn
generally,
6.
yeah, I've seen this play a lot, like in Surfer decks. Those are the two really aggressive interaction cards you play.
Yeah,
But it's kind of weird because you want to play Surfer on 6, but
right.
this is another way of hurting your players. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I approve. And
So
then
no
you
new
got
cards.
no new
No new
cards.
cards.
We'll save that because we'll open cards in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Some things I wanted to talk about. Oh boy, we told you last week it was going to happen. I'm happy that it happened this early because people, like you, have a better chance now of getting infinite because the meta got wrecked. It got, I mean, not wrecked in a bad way, in a very good way. It got balanced, is what I want to say. But the developers last week, or maybe a week before that, had kind of like politely threatened. They had seen a lot of Shuri Zero slash Red Skull decks and Thanos decks just abusing the meta, and so they promised to address those two decks specifically. And man, I feel like they did a great job. I think they did a great job of balancing things, making tweaks here and there without completely killing those decks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the Thanos deck got hurt a lot more
I
than
disagree.
really. We'll get into that in a second, but here's the nerfs they did on the Shuri Zero deck. Arrow, which is not just a Shuri Zero specific card, it's actually a very common card to counter Shuri Zero and Galactus and everything else.
To counter a lot of cards.
It counters everything, and the problem is the card became so important that it was in every deck, regardless of what you were running. And so I really do appreciate this nerf. It makes it a little bit more tactical in what you got to do and how you're playing your cards on turn 6. Basically, she no longer removes every card. She moves the last card your opponent played to her location. It's really cool. It's still not the worst thing for a Shuri Zero deck to be played against it because usually on turn 6 you play Taskmaster and a 1-drop, or you play Arrow and a She-Hulk or something like that, so like
Right.
if you plan for it accordingly, you just make sure your first card is exactly where you need it to be, and you don't necessarily care where your second card goes.
Right.
It's still strong. She also got taken down back to a 5'8". I mean, in fairness, she used to be a 5'7" back when I started this game, so
Right.
she kind of fluctuates in power.
You never played her because of her power. You played her. I'm sorry. You never played her because of the amount of
I played
strength.
her way more when she became a 5'9", though. You better believe that.
Right, but I mean, unless you were just really trying to, you have no other card to play. The reason you played her was because of her ability to
Yeah.
move characters.
But the nine definitely made a difference. I think the 8 is a decent middle ground because she used to be a 5'7", and
Right.
she was getting abused a lot as a 5'7" back in the day, but that was the meta was different, whatever.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, I don't know about this nerf. It's minor. I mean, because they understand that She-Hulk was with the other one that was like not exclusive to Shuri Zero, right?
Right.
She-Hulk was in a lot of decks this season because she became something that everybody could easily access, right? I think she's a Series 3 card now, right? Yeah.
Right.
And so once she hit Series 3, we started seeing her in everybody's decks because she is such a good combo with so many cards, especially Sunspot. You can pass and then bring out a 9 on or bring out a 10. They dropped her down to a 9. I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that game changing for a Shuri Zero deck to have her be one less. You know what I mean? Like it's not like so. It's not that big of a deal. Now Red Skull, I think, is really funny because they actually kind of mentioned this one was kind of a nerf and a buff, and it's kind of weird because like I would have gone more hard on this card or Shuri, or I'm not sure how I would have done it, but they chose to drop his power, which I mean, he has one of the biggest 5 drops in the game. He was a 5'15". Now he's a 5'13". But the trick with his power was he would give opposing enemies a +2 for at his location, right?
Right.
So when he was a 15, this was pretty still fair actually if he didn't get doubled, right? Because you could still, I mean, if your opponent's got a loaded board on the other side,
it's +8.
It's a +8, right?
So he's essentially a 5'9".
Yeah, exactly. But what they did is they dropped him down 2 so that Shuri can't make a 30 card to drop on the board. So now when she doubles him, he's a 26, which is still freaking huge.
Right.
But to buff him, they made it so he only gives a +1.
Right.
I feel like that was not enough to really like slow down this deck, because now you're worried less about his ongoing ability, right? So like you don't have to have Zero play and stuff like that, like you don't have to have Sauron. It's nice to have Sauron in the deck if you got it. But yeah, when he's a 26 and your opponent's only getting +4 on the board,
it's still 22. It's still the same number, but yeah.
Is it the same number?
Yeah, because if you were a 30, you were giving +8, you'd be a 22 over. Now you're a 26, but you're giving +4, so you're still 22 over.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I still think,
but that +2 is pretty massive. It's pretty hard to give somebody. It's pretty hard to say that you can give somebody +2, and then if Apocalypse Citadel is in play, obviously you would never want to play there because then you're giving them +4. Now you're going back to giving them +2.
Yeah, or there's also other locations that just make it weird too. Like if you're doubling power or whatever, stuff like that. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't really do the math to figure out that it's the same difference. But it just feels like, in general, if he's not buffed, he's a lot less offensive, right?
Yeah.
In the non-buff form, he's not. He's actually a better card, I think. I don't know. What do you think?
So when the buff happened, I read the patch notes, online. And the main thing that really bothered me was arrow, because arrow was sort of key. Once you have your win, you needed arrow to do it. So I actually didn't download the patch notes until I hit infinite.
You mean the patch? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, download the patch until I hit infinite. So I play the whole time with the old versions of all of these cards.
I can't believe that's allowed. You cheater.
Well, no, I can't believe that they put the patch in the middle of a season when people were using this deck to get to infinite, and then
Well,
if they
they always do a patch. That's when you do a patch. You do a patch in the middle of a season to disrupt, to actually
yeah, but I feel
shake things up. Would you rather the meta went the way it was for 2 more weeks?
um I get why they did it in the middle of the season, but I think that it would have been unfair for people to try to use the deck that others have gotten into infinite, and then they can't use it anymore.
Well, I mean, that's the case always in this game, right? Like, that's always going to happen. But would you rather that only the people who can do it get to infinite with that? And because you got to remember, the thing that comes with infinite is, I mean, sorry, the thing that comes with 90 is a ton of gold, which is used to buy the things that you need to get yourself better in the game, right? Infinite's just a really cool card back. It doesn't really matter. It's just a title, and it also gives you the security of never being able to go drop down below 100. But being stuck in the middle of a season where you can't you can't budge because everything is too powerful. I just feel like that's why you nerf in the middle of a season, to get to shake things up, to let the people who already got infinite, try new different things, but to give more people a chance to get infinite.
That's fine, but I also feel that for the people that was trying to go to the infinite with those decks, then it cuts them off at their legs, because if it gives the other people a chance, then I would have lost my chance to get up to infinite. I could potentially lose my chance to get up to infinite.
But
so
you didn't because you cheated.
I didn't cheat.
So you didn't. You're complaining about nothing. You didn't. Everybody else has the same opportunity that you did, which is choose whether or not they want to keep the patch or get the new patch or keep the old. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that's because you were saying that's not, shouldn't be allowed, and I'm saying it should be.
Fair enough. Agree to disagree. I just feel like, well, it depends on the matchmaking. I guess you were probably only being matchmade against other people that
was also that have not done it.
Yeah, so I guess that's fair. If you want to keep it that way, then
yeah. I think it would have been unfair if I was matched against people that did download the patch, and then I was taking advantage of that. But
but moving on back to the nerfs, Taskmaster, he didn't really get nerfed in a huge way. He got nerfed in a I think a
indirect way.
I think he got nerfed in a way that's actually meaningful to the character and to like the story and to the theme. and to really thematically, like anybody who's playing this game and doesn't know everything about these characters and stuff like that, just from a simple card game mechanic, it was awkward that he could copy a dead character. Like it was weird. It was weird because you couldn't visually make the correlation between like, okay, he's a 15 or a 30 now, but why? I'm saying for anybody who doesn't understand these games, like, to the degree that we do, it doesn't read well. And so the nerf they changed him to be is that he can only copy a character that's still in play.
Yeah.
And I kind of love it. I think it makes more sense. I mean, that's kind of usually what Taskmaster does anyways, is he copies the people he sees. I mean, technically he watches their videos, records it in his mind, and then goes and kiss their ass. But this, I think for a game, this just works. And then
for the general public, it works.
Yeah, for the general public. And I think the side note also is they made the same change to Mystique and Absorbing Man. So they both can only copy somebody that's in play. I'm fine with that. I think it's cool. I do think this is the one thing that kind of makes it a little harder for the Red Skull deck than it used to be, because I think all the other three nerfs are decent, but not like game breaking. I mean, I think Arrow was game breaking already.
Yeah.
So I think this is game balancing. But for Taskmaster, this actually does give people a chance. If they can kill that Red Skull before Taskmaster flips, then that's a change that changes the game. You know what I mean? Now let's go to the Thanos deck really quick. I don't have the picture of Thanos here, but I don't even think the changes to Thanos were necessarily the big change that's killing the strength of a Thanos stone deck.
Yeah,
it's Quinjet, man.
Yeah,
I have thought Quinjet was broken for a long time because it is one of those card accelerator, or it accelerates the recruitment of expensive cards, but this is the one card that does it that doesn't have a floor, or it didn't have a floor. Before, and don't get me wrong, it was cool for specifically for cards like the hood. You know, like, I mean, you feel like the cost of the hood is already so negative, literally, that you should be able to get a demon out for free. You know, I get it. I mean, it's technically not free because you had to pay the one cost for the Quinjet at some point anyways. But yeah, so the Quinjet now requires or can only lower the cost of cards that didn't start in your deck by one, but a minimum of one. So what that means now is every single Infinity Stone costs the player to recruit. And that is a huge difference because that's 6 recruitment points that they now have to spend on those stones that they were not spending. Every time I ever played a stone deck, they maybe recruited 1 stone before a Quinjet came out. Like, it was so annoying. The other thing they did in tandem with this change is, yes, they changed Thanos to a 6'10" instead of a 6'11". Big whoop. I don't care. Like, that was, I mean, he was a 6'8" back in the day, you know, like, and then they went to 11. They still want to keep him a, you know, Shang-Chi-able. So he's a 6'10". Whatever. It's not the big difference. The real big difference is the Space Stone. Oh man, the abuse that they were doing with that sucker before with Lockjaw. The Space Stone used to let you move 1 card at this location to another location. So you could put the Space Stone down on a Lockjaw, get something way better, and then the effect still gets to resolve on the next turn. So you can slide something out and do another Lockjaw. And the change they made to that,
or you move the Lockjaw to another place.
Yeah, or you do that.
Exactly.
You start the whole cycle over again. It was super abuse. It was just getting huge cards out that should not. Like, I never want to see the Leech played on turn 3 ever again. I just never want to see it. It's just terrible. Like, it's not good. So I really, really love that they made this change to the Space Stone, because now instead of moving a card from this location to another, on the next turn, now you may move another card to this location. So it's like the exact opposite, right?
You're actually filling up that.
You're filling your Lockjaw space more, you know. So I love it. I love it so much. I think the only way this could benefit you is if you played it on a location that wasn't where Lockjaw was. No, I don't. Yeah, yes, you could play it on a location where Lockjaw wasn't. Right. But it's a lot more. It's a lot more complexity. I can say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I have kicked the crap out of Thanos decks since that change. Like, time and time again. It's sad. For me, it's sad watching Thanos decks now because they really, really try. And what ends up happening is the ones that are still running Lockjaw because they still believe. The problem is you end up with one lane that's ginormous. And then you just Shang-Chi it and it's over. Or you just don't even care about that lane and you go win the other 2. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not. And on top of that, it's a lot harder to get a Thanos that has had all 6 stones recruited.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for it. I love watching them try, but as the days have gone, so what the patch was on Tuesday, I still saw a lot of people trying on Tuesday. I saw less and less people trying on Wednesday, and today I haven't played against a single Infinity Stone deck. Like I just haven't seen them.
Yeah.
What I have been seeing more and more is other decks coming out of the woodwork,
Yeah.
and it makes me so happy. Like what's the best one you've seen so far?
Um. Well, remember, I've done everything mostly. I've done most of everything up to today, before the patch. So what I've seen are still a lot of Thanos decks, but I've seen that Daredevil one quite a bit. Uh, Daredevil, Valkyrie, um,
Yeah.
yeah, similar to the Patriot Valkyrie one. I've seen variations. I've seen one with Patriot. I've seen one with just uh, that uses magic to and then Sarah on 6 to get as much you can out on 7 just to even the playing field. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to include it on here, but like these are some of the decks that I've been playing with.
Yeah.
But more recently, actually, I've been using Darkhawk and Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah.
Just like I wanted to have. I've gotten so used to playing Daredevil this week, just because like I like him, and I felt like I missed him. I missed him because like I think his advantage is super cool,
Yeah.
and I think ever since this nerf, so many people are trying as hard as they can to make Galactus viable.
Yeah.
And so I just running Daredevil because it makes it so funny. Because like you can't pull off a surprise with Daredevil. You
Right.
can't
Right.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
And even then, even if I don't get Daredevil, it's so painfully obvious when you're playing
Right.
against a Galactus deck nowadays. Like
Yeah.
I like the ones that try and set up a lane with like Wolverine and
Nova
Nova
and
and Nimrod.
Nimrod. Yes.
Oh man, it's so funny. It's just like, come on, guys. Professor X. Like just done. Like it's
Hey,
so
if
funny.
Professor X is in play and they Galactus, they still kill it, doesn't it?
Not if you Professor X the lane where Galactus goes.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
And he's one bigger than Galactus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Professor X beats Galactus.
Okay, I thought you meant you Galactus.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You
Okay,
Professor X Galactus's lane so
okay.
that nothing can be added to it,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it's pretty funny. Yeah, no, I've been using Daredevil in conjunction with like Professor X, or I was using Spider Man for a hot minute, but I was just like, he's not quite there yet. He needs some. I think Spider Man's great in a Galactus deck.
Yeah.
I just think he's not quite great outside of it right now. But yeah, it's been really fun watching Daredevil just obliterate so many decks lately.
Yeah.
But I finally got tired of that. I've been doing that hard since like Monday or so. So I finally started playing a Zabu, Devil Dinosaur, and Darkhawk deck, and it's been pretty fun just because I don't like one, I don't know what my opponent's going to play on turn 5 because there's no Daredevil in the deck. But two, like it's fun to see how much it can pivot because you have that Mystique in the deck, and Mystique is really there to copy whichever one you need
Whoever
to.
you draw. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's really cool is you got a Moon Girl in the deck too. So if you Moon Girl that Mystique, awesome. If you Moon Girl the Devil Dinosaur, cool. If you Moon Girl Darkhawk,
Darkhawk.
awesome. It's all
Yeah.
it's all just fun. And so I really appreciate having this deck that when I got Darkhawk a few weeks ago, I was like, well, he sucks right now. I'm gonna put him aside. And I couldn't use him, because
Yeah.
he just couldn't compete with the meta. But
Yeah.
now, like, he actually works. And that's what I think is really great about the nerfs that happen
Yeah.
is I can have fun winning with other decks,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's so much fun now. So, but
Yeah.
I appreciate that you rode Shuri Zero all the way to the end, and but I highly encourage you to get weird with it now and try
Well, no, I
whatever
am.
we want.
Yeah, it was funny. I had a weird bug where in what's up, Kelly? Um, Thanks for joining. I had this weird bug where one of my week 1 weekly missions was to discard cards, but it wasn't counting any of the location discards, any of the opponent's Moon Knight discards.
Mhm.
And so I was so hesitant because I was like, okay, I got to use this opportunity. I got to use this opportunity. And so I wasn't willing to switch. And as soon as I hit 105 and you told me that we can't drop below 100, I've been trying other decks. I've been trying other things. I've been trying other things just to mess with Thanos decks, just to kill those stupid stones. And
Yeah.
nothing more satisfying than play a Killmonger on 5 and just watching all of those stones disappear, you know?
Yeah, I've seen some stone decks that run Killmonger intentionally because they do their own killing. Yeah,
Yes, I ran across one of that,
and they
and
run death. You know.
they run death, and yeah, um, so that was uh, that's what I've been doing, and like I said, I just been I've also, because I've been focused on Shuri death for this last 2 months almost. A lot of cards have doesn't have any boosters,
Yeah.
so I just put all my cards that doesn't have any boosters, and I just played with this really crappy deck just to get boosters on
Yeah.
cards. That
That's actually how I got into Cerebro this week, is because I was like, crap, I have OCD when it comes to my cards that haven't been leveled up. So I
Yeah,
was like, M'Baku, fine, I'll make a Cerebro deck. And then I made it and I got M'Baku up, and then I immediately kicked him out of the deck. And I was like,
yeah,
let's fix this deck. Let's have Daredevil in it and let's have some other cool cards in it. You know, Daredevil in a Cerebro deck, so cool. So
yeah,
cool. I run Hobgoblin in that deck as
yeah,
well, so that it's my one real interaction with other players. But Hobgoblin Daredevil is like the classic combo, right?
yeah,
Like, it's
right,
been around since I've started this game,
yeah,
and it's too useful to pass up. Hey, really quick, I did want to get into some other stuff that we have for news before we do your grand opening of a bunch of reserves. Um, so I know we just got done talking about uh, the next season, which is the Animals Assemble, last week. And I feel like we were getting ahead of this season. We've just been pretty much abandoned this season, right? But like,
yeah,
but it was really weird to find out like that with that patch that came out this week, there was a massive data mine that happened, and so people were able to see the next cards for the coming months after next week or next month. So I wanted to show you guys all the cards that we found. I just grabbed these off Marvel Snap Zone, and so I'm just going to share it. It's so much. So look at this. This don't disregard like the text on these, because they're not necessarily, um, finalized or whatever. Because we got a few weeks to go, or a few months actually. So it looks like, to tie into the Spider-Verse movie, we're going
yeah.
to get a Spider-Verse themed season pass that's going to include Ghost Spider, Spider-Ham, and Spider-Man 2999. I'm going to assume that at least two of those characters are going to be released beforehand, or maybe no, these are the new cards that'll come out, not part of the season pass. Do you know what I mean? Maybe they'll be the ones that come out every week,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
one of them will be a new card that everybody can use.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you got those coming in for June in theory.
What are the current powers associated with that? I
Only
can't see
Ghost
it.
Spider has a power. The other two don't.
Oh, okay.
Ghost Spider is on reveal. Move the last card you played here.
Oh,
But I think it's kind of an arrow for your own cards,
yeah.
right? So she
It's a
kind of
Doctor
brings
Strange-ish.
kind of better than a Doctor Strange, I think,
Right.
a little bit, depending on what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then May, to celebrate Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3 coming out, we got some thematic cards. Iron Lad, questionable if that's in theme with Guardians. We'll see. Iron Lad is definitely more in theme with some things that we've recently had. I don't know if you know, spoilers, Iron Lad is also Kang.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
He is
remember
King.
from
Yeah,
Versus. Yes.
he is a King the Conqueror. So we got Nebula, we got
Howard the
Howard the
Duck.
Duck, and we got High Evolutionary. Ghost Spider is like a pre-nerf space stone. Incorrect. It's the opposite of that. Because Ghost Spider
It's a
brings your
post nerf.
own card. Yeah, she's a post nerf Space Stone actually. She brings your own card that you played last turn to this location. So, just to clarify, she's not a pre-nerf Space Stone. Um, thanks for chiming in, though. Yeah, so we got Nebula. Each turn, your opponent doesn't play a card here, +2 power,
Wow.
except the turn you play this. Iron Lad, on reveal, copy the text of your deck's top card.
Whoa.
That's kind of cool because he's a time bandit basically. He's a time traveler. Howard the Duck, ongoing. Tap this to see the top card of your deck.
Whoa.
Rad. That's really cool.
That's a synergy with Iron Lad. That's pretty cool.
And Adam Warlock too.
Like, oh yeah, that's true.
But all you can do is see it though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, knowing what's coming is
yeah. It's cool. It's cool. High Evolutionary, who will be the villain in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. At the start of the game, unlock the secret ability of all your cards with no abilities. I don't know if you've seen this. I don't have time to show you this right now. We can talk about this one next time or on another episode. They have released the secret abilities for all of the cards that have no abilities.
What?
So every card that you know of that has no abilities has a secret ability now that will unlock with High Evolutionary.
What?
It's really cool. They're all very cool, and the Cyclops one made me so happy just to see Cyclops with a power. You know, I was yeah, he does something. I can't remember what they do, but we could find that later, and I could show you. Yes, secret abilities. It is very cool. They did all of them. If you can think of one, they got it. They got an ability.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's on Marvel Snap Zone. You can find it if you look it up. The Living Tribunal.
I've seen
ongoing,
that one.
Split your total power evenly among all locations. Yeah, we've seen this one before. But there's more. So yeah, we've seen the April ones. Here's some other cards that we haven't seen. We've seen a Loki variant and a Gore, the God Butcher. Gore doesn't have a card yet in the game, right?
No.
Okay, so he's new. Oh wait, Loki doesn't either.
No, Loki. We don't have a Loki.
Yeah, yet. I don't know what they are. They don't have their text yet. Here's some variants that are going to be coming along. It's a lot. The Spider-Man 2099s all look amazing all the time because he's one of the best Spider-Men, just so you know. I'm really excited for that.
There's a Blob.
There is a Blob. There you go. And a Black Knight. Yeah, just call him out as you see him. I love Phoenix Force Cyclops. That is so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
The Daredevils are awesome as
There's
always.
An
Elsa Bloodstone. There it is. Yeah. More Ghost Spiders. Hulk.
There's Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Yeah. Lots of Jean Greys. Wow.
Lots of Jeans.
Jean Grey's.
It's about
fans
time.
are gonna love that.
Legion.
There's Legion.
Hell yeah. It's a lot of cards, right? Like it's a lot. Silk.
Silk. There you go.
Phoenix Force.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
Cool. That might be like a card that comes out from Jean Grey or something like that. You know? What I mean? Venom, White Queen. All right, cool. There's some bundles. Not going to get into all the bundles. It's a lot of stuff. Here's some more variants for. You got Thor, the Throg of Thunder. You got some interesting animal variants here. I could only guess where that's going to come out. Come into play. And then again, like we said before, okay, so here's the actual season pass for May.
It's gonna be Nebula.
Wait, May. This is May, yes.
Yeah.
May is Guardians, June is Spider-Verse. Yeah, just to be clear. So Nebula is going to be the card, and then season pass is going to include new variants for Gamora and Star-Lord. And then I think that's everything, guys. That was so much.
Ooh, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.
Yeah, right? That was a lot. It was a lot.
That was a lot. That's a lot.
So why don't you start doing your thing? Let's see some cards. And then Kelly, if you're down, if you want to play at the end of this, you can play with either one of us since you're watching. Also, Kelly, thanks for tuning in. I don't know how you knew this, but I was going to hit you up to join us next week because Chi is unable to attend next week. So I'm going to need a Kelly as my right hand. Just throwing that out there. That's how we do. You come on our show to do comments, you get invited to be on the show next week. That's how we do it. While you're getting stuff up and opened, I am gonna look for that high evolutionary.
You want me to start opening, or you want to?
Oh, I think you should start opening. What else did you have? I mean, the only other thing I got is, I just in case we forget, heads up. Oh yeah, Asteroid M is the current featured location. It's still active for another 7 hours plus. I kind of hate this location. It's kind of annoying. Sometimes I forget. But it is training me. It's training me when I see it to be like, fine. I do love playing Goose while this location's active, though. So fun. Like, you basically just play Goose either somewhere else, and so they just like have to accept
that they have to play at the
that all their
I got a steampunk variant. You want to show it, or
just put Vulture in all your decks? Yeah, I've seen.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of Vultures with.
It's not enough. It's not enough. It's my Cerebro deck has been really great during Asteroid M, just because I don't really care where everything goes, because I end up with 26 or 28 points everywhere anyways. Nice. Doesn't really matter. So, and then just as a heads up for this weekend, Elysium will be the hot location for the weekend. So cards will cost 1 less. So go get your Sarah decks out, guys, because that's where it's at.
Or your Thanos deck. Hey, I got a steampunk variant on my opening. You want to?
All right, I'm gonna switch. I'll switch. Right, I just wanted to get the technical stuff out of the way here.
Well, I was saying we can go back and forth.
Oh, I was done. I don't have any more of that. I will go back to. I'll find the high evolutionary stuff. There you go. Congratulations, you did it.
I'm done. I won.
You won. He's opening. He's opening a million things right now, guys.
I have 7,000 credits, so it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. So you can switch out for me. I have this cool beast variant that I like.
Oh, that is cool. I do like that one. I like Grey Beast.
Yeah.
Where are you, high evolutionary?
Ooh, 500 collector tokens. Yeah, I'm gonna
just yell it out when you see something cool, because I'm still trying to find. How did I lose the high evolutionary? He's disappeared on me.
Do the search.
Oh, there he is. I found you. You son of a.
New avatar. Oh, that's a cool avatar. That's Quake, right? Yeah, that's Quake.
That is Quake, yes. I got one of Crystal recently.
Yeah, one of the things that I was a little worried about at first, but then I realized I didn't have to be, was I thought I didn't have enough credits all around to open up all 7,000. But thanks to, like you said, Lizard, that gets played. Lizard is kind of like the unsung hero of a lot of decks, right? Because
Lizard is amazing, and that's why I was so happy to get a variant of him. Yeah. Here we go. I found it. I can interrupt Cheese Stream. I don't know. We'll probably leave yours on because I can read these off to you guys. This is
no. You can show it.
It's really hard to. It's hard to see though. Like it's really little.
Zoom in. It's really little. Zoom. Control plus.
Fine. So demanding. All right, here we go. Evolved Wasp. On reveal, afflict 2 random enemy cards here with -1 power.
Wow.
Evolved Misty Knight. When you end a turn with unspent energy,
so
give an other friendly card +1 power.
Oh, that's so good.
Evolved Shocker. On reveal, give the leftmost card in your hand -1 cost.
What?
Evolved Cyclops. When you end a turn with unspent energy, afflict 2 random enemies here with -1 power. -1 power. That's pretty good. Evolved the Thing. On reveal, afflict a random enemy card here with -1 power. Repeat this twice more. Evolved Abomination. Cost costs one less for each enemy card in play that's afflicted with a negative power. Wow, the abomination following the thing is so cool. And then evolved Hulk.
Oh, that's why they're doing all the. Okay, I was wondering why they keep repeating the same
Evolved
power.
Hulk, ongoing +2 power for each turn you ended with unspent energy. So
Wow.
yeah, basically they just came up with a new theme for all of the unaffiliated or unability
That's
cards,
why
like even
Nebula
all the
has her text.
maybe that could be to counter. Yeah. So yeah, the high evolutionary, it's obviously a no-brainer. You put all of these cards in the deck with them, because why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
Right. They're just
But
bonus.
I am bummed to see that there's no. Oh, I guess the squirrel, the monster, and the dinosaurs. You can't give them an ability because they're already in play, right? Like the squirrel can't have it on reveal because it doesn't get played,
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
right? And a
Yeah.
monster doesn't get played, and
Wait. So that means if Wasp or Misty Knight is already. Oh no, that's So
yeah,
so
high evolutionary only gives stuff in play, or only gives stuff in your um
in hand.
at the
No,
start of the
it's
game.
all
It's the start of
cards.
the game, but it's at the start of the game. So it's like It's like a,
Oh, it's
a
like
Thanos.
Galactus. That okay.
It's
Okay. 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 Okay.
Thanos. It's like Thanos in that
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
triggers immediately when you start the game. So all he has to do is be in your deck,
Yeah. Okay.
and then that happens.
Man,
Yeah,
4/7. Why not?
yeah, he's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great card. It's super cool. I'm very excited for that one. He's probably going to be uh, 6,000 right when he comes out.
Oh yeah. Of course.
You just
Well,
know
all of
this.
these are going to
You
be
know this.
6,000 because they're all going to go in Series 5.
Yeah. All right. What else? Have you got anything cool yet?
No, 500 token was my next best thing. Ooh, I got a crappy pixel variant of the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I don't love it. It's terrible.
Yep, it is
I feel
terrible.
like
Can I
yeah,
not claim it?
they really do like to troll us with those pixel variants, man.
I kind of don't want to claim it now.
I have to find like a justification for like liking them every time they come out, or every time I get one. You got a black and white lizard, huh?
I have two black and white lizards. I
Wow.
when they go infinity, I thought it goes back, but I it's the second time I've gotten.
Oh
Oh, here's
wow.
back.
Now you got a
Oh,
gold
this is the
one.
gold. This is the gold one.
Gold back. Yeah, that's a
I
cool
kind
one.
of like this one better than
So you're just leveling up lizard over and over again. Huh?
because I have 500 and yeah, I was like, oh, and I got a black and white
Nice.
queen.
I only have the Spider-Man, and I only did it because I wanted to do it. That's it. I prefer to take cards that I think are, like you said, like unsung heroes. And so I go visit cards that I haven't leveled up yet.
Yeah,
So like I finally got Iron Man to, like, I think Infinity just the other day. And he really is an unsung hero, and I get my ass kicked by Iron Man so often, uh, because I just never see him coming. I don't know why. I never see Iron Man coming, and I was just like, you know what? I got to give him credit. He's such a good card. So especially in a negative deck, he's awesome. I'm gonna get my game up and running in case Kelly wants to play. So let's see. Friend mode. Friendly battle royale. We're gonna do. We'll do this. Kelly, are you down for a game while she opens a lot of things?
yeah. Just so far, I've only opened half. I still have
Nice.
3,000 some left.
All right. I will leave this up for Kelly so
You got
that.
to take off mine. There
No,
you
I
go.
know. I'm going to do this. There you go, Kelly. Here's your code. And then I'll switch back to you so that Kelly can't see. So you can't cheat. There's your code, Kelly. All
Oh,
right.
there he is.
Now I will call the game as I see it, but he can't. but I won't say what I'm playing until after. All right. Oh, Kelly retreated. Oh man, that was bad. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, I was like, what?
Turn one. Here we go. I'll just start it off with a snap because why not? Why not? Animated frame armor.
Yeah. Armor is also kind of an unsung hero too.
Armor is quite the unsung hero. Oof. We have a danger room on the left and we just got a vibranium mines in the middle.
Oh,
That is not cool, bro. Not cool. I hate
that's
that
where
crap.
that's where armor's unsung hero-ness comes in.
I know. I know. But I did not play armor on turn 2. I played a sentinel and Kelly played the lizard in the middle. He's taken those rocks. He wants the rocks. Orcus Forge just flipped on the right after I played a sentinel there. That's kind of funny. So I can get a billion sentinels right now if I want.
Is he playing?
And
When I see sentinels, I kind of think um
Kelly played a sentinel. He's got a sentinel too. And I just played a daredevil to get a sentinel. And then I played, because I got Quinjet in the middle, I played a sentinel on the left. So my sentinel game is a little more accelerated than Kelly's right now. But that's okay because my sentinel just died on danger room. Son of a bitch. Ugh, no fun. No fun. No Fewa. Oh, that sucks. The Orcus Forge gives you the crappy version of the sentinel.
the basic one.
Yeah.
You know what would be cool if Orcus Forge gave you all the variants, all different variants each
I
time.
know, right? Yeah.
That would be a cool little.
All right, here we go. Oh, he's got Daredevil, so he just canceled out mine. Wow, Kelly. Ah, Kelly, you're using the deck I gave you. I just realized. I gave Kelly this deck the other day, and he's like, "I love this deck. It's great." All right, well
Which
now
is
we're
why he's
playing.
playing it.
Now we're playing for reals because, you know, like you do. We got
Oh,
no
hey.
Daredevil action against us right now because we both have Daredevils. He played a Devil Dinosaur on the right for Orcus Forge. I played a Professor X on the left. That location is mine. Thank you very much.
Terrible.
I will keep it. And
well, I got a black and white armor.
You know what? I'll do this.
Wow.
Here we go.
That was absolutely terrible. That was a lot more terrible than I thought it was going to be.
All right, final turn. Kelly played a white queen in the middle.
You want to show it now?
Devil
'Cause I'm
Dinosaur
done.
get a little big. And I played a dino as well. Is my dino as big as yours? It is. And I win.
Oh.
Well played on that mirror match. God, I hate mirror matching you, Kelly. It's the worst. So bad. So bad. All right, ready up. It's a cool deck though. I'm happy you're enjoying it. So I'm very happy about that. Kelly, don't be looking at my screen now because no cards are available. GG
wow.
for sure. Chi, I think your kid's upset.
That's my dog.
I know.
That was wow.
Was
7,
it incredibly
000...
underwhelming, right?
It was even more underwhelming than I thought it was going to be.
I told you it would be. I told you it would be.
Well,
because I bought that whatever that there was a bundle a while ago that came with a bunch of tokens and a bunch of credits, and I bought it with the gold, and man, those credits were gone so fast, and it was just so meaningless.
Oh
like
shoot!
When it happened,
I unpinned. Well, that's terrible. I forgot. I unpinned.
You can still pin it.
No, I unpinned my Valkyrie, so I just have
win.
during the patch, I was just like, oh, and I think I just unpinned it.
Shame on you.
Yeah, but it's all good. It'll come back. There's not that many cards.
It'll never come back. How are we doing here, Kelly? Do you get him? Did you get him? Did you get him? Because I got him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs, Kelly. Now I get to see what Kelly's doing. I'm going to just hit this button real quick. In a mirror match, I think that the Daredevil has a giant advantage against the one who doesn't have it. Watch
Don't
it
play
pass.
anything, Kelly. Just completely throw him off his game. Don't play anything.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's cool, right? Oh, I see how you want to play it. All right, cool. Mine. I do love Dracula on Jotunheim only because like that negative doesn't matter to him at all.
at all. Yeah,
Like
he's not
he's
afraid
like
of the cold.
he's like one of the only characters that's immune to it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, I said one of. I guess if you have Luke Cage in play, everybody's immune to it.
That's true.
You know what I learned is fun, weird meta gaming experience. I was playing against a Luke Cage deck, and we had Shuri's Lab in play. I played a Hobgoblin on Shuri's Lab, and because of Luke Cage's ability, Hobgoblin would not double.
Huh.
Because Luke Cage won't let cards go lower than they are.
Oh. Also, I
Well done, Kelly.
I wanted to ask you this. Is this a bug or is it working as intended? If you play Taskmaster on what's the location that makes them power of 2?
You
One of the
mean
new ones.
the not Orcus Forge. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember the name of it. The
Yeah,
one
yeah,
before
yeah.
Orcus Forge. Oh, the Quantum Realm.
The Quantum Realm, yes. Well, no, the Quantum
No,
Realm does the
no.
same thing as Lockjaw.
Yeah, sorry, I don't remember. I know which one you're talking
But
about.
you know
though.
what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
So maybe it is the Quantum Realm. Kelly, if you know that, type it in. But if the Taskmaster gets played, doesn't Unreal gets resolved first, then location?
Yeah, but it's not a bug because it changes your base power to 2.
Oh,
Taskmaster's not using his base power when
gotcha.
he's so it can change his base power to 2. It doesn't matter. His ability is still copy.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, that's why it doesn't matter.
Okay. Because I knew
Kelly
a Taskmaster was coming.
Kelly loves to flex that Quinjet. I swear, he loves it.
Well,
He
you're
loves this.
you're rocking
he
it.
loves
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, his
That's his
Venomized one.
thing. Shuri's Lab.
Ooh.
Well, look at him. You're not supposed to I star your own card. Oh no. Come on. Come on. Please. Oh, damn
it. Yeah, I started again.
He did the different move that time. This is not good. This is not good. All right, Kelly, you might have me on this one. You might have me. We're gonna have to wrap this up after Kelly is done beating me on this one. So
yeah, all right.
He's like,
so
well,
Kelly's gonna go all in. Kelly's gonna go all in.
Fine, I'll go all into.
And he's gonna make us wait just to torture us.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna make us wait.
Oh wow.
Interesting.
Gonna go all in on that, huh?
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I guess I'll do it. Have fun looking at that one. Blammo! Thumbs up.
He was giving a thumbs up to himself. Ooh.
What you got, Kelly?
Oh.
Oh, by 1 point.
Oh. Wait. Oh, there's a limbo. Oh man, that always happens to
By
me.
1 point, man.
Oof.
That's pretty rough. By 1 point.
Man, it's just a battle of the Sentinels there now. Oh.
Oh, that was close.
Oh,
That was
close.
close. Good job. Good job, sir.
All
well
right.
done.
Thanks for letting him win, Kelly, because
Yeah.
we know you had it.
Look, I get a crown and stuff too. I don't remember that.
Oh,
Nice. Well done, guys. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm sorry it was so underwhelming for Chi to see what 7,000 credits really doesn't get
we
you.
wanted to show our audience what it was like to get all of your pool 3 cards and then have to open
Yes.
caches after that.
But I just wanted to say thanks to Kelly for joining us on that stream. I know it got a little quiet there. We were just kind of like saying, "Ooh,"
It
and
was
on,
a little
stuff.
bit intense.
Yeah, it was intense. It's hard for me to talk and play. Well, at least win. It's really easy for me to talk and lose. I will say thanks to Kelly. I will say thanks to anybody else who ends up tuning in later to watch this or who is watching now and is really quiet. I will be putting up some of the decks that we featured on this episode in the YouTube comments. So feel free to go check those out. You can copy and paste and try them out yourself. Other than that, yeah, it was great talking all that news with Chi. And, feel free to visit patreon.com/10xpedia anytime you want to see all the other content we have available besides just this show. We do lots of stuff. We do shows on,
Marvel,
pop culture, Marvel stuff. We do We Have Spoken, which is a Mandalorian podcast, and all kinds of other stuff on there, photos, whatever. Feel free to check it out. But yeah, we're going to take off. Chi, you got anything else to add? Like and subscribe, I guess.
No. I am really excited to be 100, and I'm going to take a little break because that was exhausting.
In my eyes, you've been 100 for years, Chi.
Oh. Wait. What? Exactly. All right, everybody. Keep on